Alright, welcome back to the next video in the mini golf tutorial series in Construct 3. In the last video, we did a lot of things. We set up our whole physics, or our whole logic, not physics. Well, part of it was physics, I guess. So in this one, we're going to set up a few things. We're going to display our text and set up some kind of game over, go to the next hole type logic. So let's go to the layout and let's create, actually first let's create some text for these buttons. So I'm going to double click and come down here, add text, and I'm going to call this one txt underscore reset. And then we can scroll down in the properties, change the text field to all caps reset. And the font, I'm going to leave it at Arial. You can choose whatever you want. Size is going to be about 10. And then the color we want to show up, so I'm going to make it a nice white color. And then I'm going to center all of these alignments. So horizontal, center, vertical, center, and origin, center. And I'm going to kind of resize that like that. And that's going to fit right over our reset button. So I'm going to right click on the text object and say clone object type and click anywhere. And I'm going to go into, with that selected, change the text to swing. Everything else will stay the same, and we can rename it txt underscore swing. There we go. And I'm going to move these text objects just kind of out of the way. We're going to do something different with our text and our buttons and the meter here in just a minute. Let's make another text object. Let's double click, scroll down to text, and we can click anywhere. And let's call this txt underscore shots. This is going to tell us how many shots we've taken. Scroll down here on the properties in the text. This doesn't matter. This is just going to be for reference, so we can just type in shots, colon if you want, doesn't matter. Arial, I'm going to set the size to 15. That's probably pretty important. And horizontal alignment left, vertical alignment top, origin top left. I'll leave all that the same. Let's change the color to white. And then let's create one more. So double click and scroll down to text object, place it wherever. Let's call this one txt underscore results. We're going to play this after we have made our ball into the hole. So let's scroll down on the properties and we'll change this to shots. You can do the same thing. This will be changed in the event sheet, so the text doesn't matter. I'm going to change the font on this one, and I'm going to pick impact because it looks very impactful. The size, I'm going to say 50. And the color, I'm going to say white. And you know what? Let's go ahead and tick that italic box. And then horizontal alignment, I will leave left. Let's change vertical alignment to center, and then our origin to center. And then we can stretch that out so we can see it. Let's make sure our shots, okay, that has plenty of room. Okay, that should be good. These can stay off to the side. We're going to create them inside the event sheet. So let's go ahead and go into the event sheet. So before we get started, let's down here at the bottom in the blank space, right click and add global variable. And let's call this one shots taken. That's how many shots we've taken. And let's do the same thing again and say next hole. So let's start in our initialize group. In our on start of layout event here, first let's create our shots text. So let's add an action, system, create object. Let's choose the text shots. And that's going to be on layer HUD. That's our other layer that we created over here. And the X and Y value are going to be, I actually already have this set up, and it's at the top left corner. It's going to be 16 for the X and 14 for the Y. And if we play, there it is, right there in the top left. And that's because we created it, so this is sitting over here. So anyways, the variable that's going to be associated with this one is going to be the shots taken. So let's add an action, say system set value of shots taken to 0. Because when we start the layout, we want to reset that number to 0. And the rest that I want to do on the start of layout is I want to create some things. And what I want to create is all of this. So what I can do is I can take this, highlight it all, and move it off the screen. And I actually don't even need it because I can just delete it if I want to. But I'm going to leave it there for right now. Actually, I don't want that meter to be affected. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and delete all those. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to create them all on the start of the layout. So let's add an action, system, create object, and we're going to create everything. So first let's create the meter, and we want this one to be created first. So the meter, and that's going to be on layer HUD, and the X and Y, I mapped this out to what position they looked best at, and it aligns them and makes them look uniform. So that position is the X value of 52 pixels and the Y value of 645. After that, we want to add another action, system create object, and we want to add the meter frame. And actually, we're going to do this an easier way. Let's cancel out of that. Let's just highlight this, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Then we can come in here, double click, change the object to create to meter frame. Everything else stays the same. How easy was that? Now let's play this. So on the start of the layout, see, we deleted everything, but we recreated this meter. And because we created the green meter first and then the frame second, the frame is added on top of it, which is what we want. And we can even play it, and it still works. We just don't have any buttons there. So let's add the buttons. So add action, system, create object. We're going to create button reset, layer HUD, and that X value is going to be 52, and the Y value is going to be 700. Now I'm going to Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and just go in here, change that to the swing button, and then I'm going to change the Y value to 780. Now I want, actually let's just play that, make sure that it's there. There we go. See how everything is centered with each other and aligned? We can use them, they are functional. And we can even use our reset button, so everything works. So now let's add another action and say create object, and let's choose reset, text reset. That's going to be on layer HUD, and the X is going to be the object of the reset button. So BT in reset dot X, and then BT in reset dot Y. Now the origin for the reset button is right in the middle, and we set the origin for the text right in the middle as well. So let's do that again. Let's add an action, system create object, pick our text swing. The layer is HUD. The X is going to be btn swing.x, and the Y will be btn swing.y. And because the code is read from top to bottom, so we created the buttons first, and then we created the text to be right on top of them. Let's play that. And there we go. Reset swing. Everything works. Looks good. I'm going to kind of maneuver things around here because I want to be a little more organized. So I know that my player control activated. I'm going to move that all the way to the bottom. That's the last thing I want to happen. We set our meter. Once we create our meter, I want to go ahead and set the height to 1. So we create the meter, set the height to 1, then create the frame on top of it. We set our is aiming and shots taken, set those variables. And then our text object is created, our visibility. Okay, looks a little better now. I'm going to set one more variable, and that's going to be the next hole. So let's add an action to this event. System set value of next hole to 0. And next hole is going to be a 0, 1. Let's move this all the way to the top. It's going to be 0 or 1. 0 is false, 1 is going to be true. So at the start of the layout, we want it to be false because we don't want to go to the next hole yet. This every tick condition right here, or this every tick event, let's add an action to it and go to text shots. This is the one that appears in the top left corner. Let's select that and say set text, and in between the parentheses we want to say what's going to appear on screen. And I want it to say shots semicolon space in parentheses ampersand, and then the variable that it's going to read, which is shots taken. That is all we're going to need for initialize. So this is what you should have. I'm going to go ahead and close this, give us some more room. And then down here in swing, when we take a swing, I want to add to our shots taken variable. So let's go system, and I'm going to say add to shots taken 1. So each time we take a shot, it is going to add to shots taken. So let's run that. Shots 0. I'm going to aim, I'm going to let the meter go up and down, then I'm going to swing, and it said shots 1. And then I will aim, I will swing, shots 2. So that's working. That should wrap up swing. So I can go ahead and close that. And I'm going to close player controls altogether. So down here on our whole group, I am going to add some more actions to this condition. And one of those actions is I'm going to be creating an object, a text object, when our winning condition has been met, when we make the ball in the hole. Now what's going to happen is when that's true, it's going to continue doing what I tell it to do until I stop it. So what I have to do here is create a sub-event under this condition. So let's right-click over here on the left side and say add sub-event. And that sub-event is going to be system trigger once while true. Now, everything from here down is only going to be triggered once while this is true. So once we've made the ball in the hole, let's add an action, system, create object, and that object is going to be results. And results is going to be on layer HUD. Whoops, get back into it. And the X is going to be in the middle. Well, actually, it's not going to be in the middle. It's going to be offset because there's going to be a number after it. So I'm going to offset it to appear a little further to the left, so when the number shows up on the end of it, it'll look more centered. The alignment on the text results text object was left aligned. So I'm going to go 270 for the X, and then we're going to go on the Y about 390. I need to set the variable that it reads. So let's add an action up here in this event and say text results set text shots colon space, just like we did the other one, but this one's going to appear much bigger because we made it much bigger. So shots semicolon space in parentheses ampersand and then shots taken variable. When we show the result in the middle of the screen, I don't want the one up in the top left to show anymore, so let's go ahead and destroy that. Add an action, text shots, and just destroy. And let's move that up above that. Add an action, results, let's destroy that as well. And we want to be able to read it, so let's add an action, system, wait, and let's wait 3 seconds. Move that up in between that. So we create it, we show you your score, wait 3 seconds, then we destroy it. And then we're going to send you to the next hull. So we're going to make that true. So add an action, system, set value, next hull to 1. And then that will take us to another hull, which we will set up in just a second. Up here, once we make it in the hull, let's wait just like half a second. So system, add an action, system, wait, let's go 0.5. Move that up. So as soon as it makes it in the hole, it makes the aim and the ball disappear. We wait like half a second. Then we destroy the shots text, and then we create the new results text. And then that lasts for 3 seconds, and then it destroys, and we move on. Let's play that out. Okay. I'm going to play. Got my ball moving. I've taken one shot. My ball stops moving. All right. I'm going to aim right for the hole, and I'm going to carefully tap it in, and it goes in, and there we go. And it did not tell me. Did not tell me anything. Let's see. Ah, that's what it is. This doesn't have any room for it to show. So let's give it plenty of room. That changes the origin point, but that should actually still... Let's see if that works. Move it on down the screen. See, I put these obstacles in my way, and when I play, I have to take multiple shots. We make it in. There it is. Okay, now it's a little off. What did I say? 270 on that. We create. Where did we go? We create it at 270. I said that origin point was left aligned earlier. I lied. It is center aligned. I'm going to move it over, let's say, to 300. And let's play. And that's what all this is about, is testing your game, changing things, testing it again. And, see, I got to hit my reset button. There we go. Make sure it's aimed right. And carefully tap it in. Oh, it was too much. All right, this one's going to be tricky. Got to do really soft. Oh, too soft. Okay. There it is. Okay, that's a little better. Actually, you know what? I could do this. That'll move it closer to the middle of the screen. Okay, so this actually wraps up all the code we need to play one hole of golf. So what I will do in the next video is we will make one more. We will create a second hole and set the logic up to get to that hole and make sure everything is working out well. So I will see you in the next video. Do not forget to save.